Hello, and welcome to the Abundology podcast. My name is Renee Spears, and I'm an abundance and business mentor, and I help people have more money, love, time, and joy in their lives. I'm coming to you from downtown Portland, Oregon, and this is the weekly energy update for the week of June 21st, 2020. Every Sunday, I talk about how the energy is going to be for the week ahead, and I also infuse the show with some positive vibes, so you get a little positive energy boost just for listening. And wow, that's all really I can say this week. Wow, what a wild ride. In the past 24 hours, we've had a solar eclipse with a new moon in Cancer and the summer solstice. So the energies have been crazy the past few days, and they'll continue to be that way for the next 2 weeks until we have the lunar eclipse that's coming up. But they're going to be intense for the next 6 months. This solar eclipse that we've had today, within the past 24 hours, is setting the stage for the energy for the next 6 months. And as we talked about last week, during an eclipse season, it feels like everything is dialed up to 11. Suddenly you have these back-to-back life-changing things happen. And many of them require you to make really sudden, abrupt decisions. Like, should you stay at your job or should you quit your job? Should you go back with your ex or should you go out with a new guy? Should you reinvent yourself completely or just keep doing what you've been doing? So remember that eclipses simply speed up the inevitable. Anything that happens during eclipse season was bound to happen eventually anyway. So whatever changes you're thinking about making, the eclipse will make sure that you do them right now. And sure, that's going to feel extra intense, since eclipses are activating our destiny. Like, this is it, people. This is the time that we've been waiting for and looking forward to for decades, years, centuries. So part of the uneasiness we feel is fearing these changes. And many people tend to fear eclipses in general because they bring about significant changes and events that happen. But we sometimes forget that these changes and events can be very positive, and deep down we know that change is necessary for growth. So these are fateful times. This is destiny, and you can feel it. Everything is changing at once. Everybody knows major changes is happening right now. All you have to do is look out the window, look at your phone, turn on the news. Because there is so much change and wild energy happening, right now we just want to feel safe and comfortable. And so this week is about you finding a way to be comfortable. Comfortable in the new world, comfortable with yourself. This time is about uncovering your destiny and identifying where you may have been lying to yourself. So what isn't true about yourself anymore that you want to change, that you get to change? Now's the time. We have to evolve. Society is evolving, and so are we. We're becoming aware of what isn't serving us anymore. So this time is kind of like a rocket ship that has shown up to rocket us into the next level. And you can see with the changes happening quickly in our society, especially with all the Black Lives Matter stuff. Yeah, it took centuries of time for us to get to this point, but now that we're here, change is rapid. But that change that we see happening out there in the world is also happening internally for us. So eclipses bring forward events or decisions that we assumed were months or years away. Plans can change in the blink of an eye. There's a feeling of life moving really, really fast, like everything is on fast forward, and we're just shooting towards that future. And all this change feels really uncomfortable, very, very uncomfortable. This is a time to practice being comfortable with ourselves. We need to identify what we don't love about ourselves and change it now. We need to let it go. We need to grow and move toward our truth. And to make the most of this time, we want to own ourselves. We must own ourselves. This is the only place where we can feel 100% completely ourselves. So who is the true you? Now is the time to embrace all of you and stop living small. So living small is one of the things I work with people the most. All of us are playing small. So the first step in living your big life is owning yourself, everything about it. So I own that I am not a very good cook, that I am impatient listening to people tell long stories, but I'm also an expert at shifting energy in a room. So this is a time where we recognize what is true for us and we own it. Okay, so on top of the solstice, the eclipses, the 6 planets retrograde, I want to say that all of this is happening opposite the galactic center. And the galactic center is the heart of the universe. So this means we are in a time of strong karma and these big collective shifts. And we gotta leave behind the stuff that isn't working for us so that we can grow. So ready or not, change is here. It's here. And this is one of those before and after markers in life. So we had like before Pearl Harbor and then after Pearl Harbor, before 9/11 and the changes that came after that, before electricity and then after, before cell phones and then after. So this is a major turning point in history. So you get the idea. This is like big stuff. So our job in dealing with this is to be present as much as possible. We just want to deal with what's happening right now. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about next week. Don't worry about next year. This is an excellent time to actually be present. A good time to maybe read the book, The Power of Now again. The more that we can be present right now, the easier these shifts will be. So this requires turning off the things that are distracting us, like social media, our cell phones, TV, maybe paying more attention to other people's issues than we're paying to our own stuff. So instead of all of that, what we want to do instead is breathe. You want to breathe and appreciate the moment. Appreciate the birds chirping, the meal you're eating, the person you're with. And in order to do that, you have to be present. And the best way to be present is simply to appreciate. So if you find yourself feeling really stressed during this time or feeling bad or overwhelmed with all the changes, what you need to do the second that you realize, oh my God, I am not balanced, I'm not feeling that great, is to stop. Even in the middle of the grocery store, stop in the middle of the aisle. Breathe and find something in that moment to appreciate. And then spend some time in that appreciation vibe, just being really deeply thankful for what we have, what's in front of you. If you're in the middle of the grocery store aisle, be really appreciative that we can go to the grocery store and get anything that we really want from the whole world. It's amazing that we live in a place like that. So don't focus on anything else except what you're appreciating, and then repeat it. Stop, breathe, appreciate, repeat. It's almost like the old shampoo commercial or shampoo bottles, like rinse, lather, repeat. Whew, okay. So this is a big week. We are in for an incredible, life-changing ride. For those of us that are impatient, I happen to maybe have an impatient bone in my body or a few, and we want things right now. We want the changes to happen right now. This is our time. It's all for the best, and things would have been happening anyway. It's just happening at supersonic speed right now. So remember to stop, breathe, appreciate, repeat. As always, have a wonderful week. We're going to stop, breathe, appreciate, repeat. And please be really easy on yourself and others. These are tough times. These are intense, tough times. I've had multiple emergency clients the past few days. And, all we can do is get through this time. And the easiest way to do that is to be present in the moment, appreciate what's going on, and be thankful for what we have, and move forward. So have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you next week.